What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am talking about the Harry Potter series, mainly the first movie, the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Now, I am sitting down watching this with my family. You know, I got three young children, so it's kind of tough to find a movie that can, appease to the older one who's 13 years old, but also, and be entertaining for me and my wife, but also be still somewhat fun for the younger ones. And a lot of people have recommended this movie. Now, full disclosure, I have watched this first film many, many years ago. I think I've seen the first two actually a long time ago. So now I'm rewatching the first two and finishing the rest of the series with the family. So this being the very first film, this is where we get to learn about Harry and him learning to become a wizard and his past, and also what he has looking forward to in the future. We got a very young cast in this film because I think the actors are 11, I believe. I believe it's about 11 or 12 years old, and it's the story of Harry and first him becoming a wizard and all that. So, and kind of discovering his powers. Now, I'm not a movie critic or anything like that. I'm not like some kind of professional. So this is just me talk, an average guy with a family sitting down watching this movie in 2026. Now, this movie came out, I believe it was in 2001. And this movie's about 25 years old now. And, for the most part, it's pretty solid. You do see some of the aging with some of the CGI effects and whatnot. But for the most part, they're not bad. They're very, it's very minimum, and you kind of have to, look for it. If you can ignore that, it's not a big deal. The story itself, like I said, it's about Harry. He's going to Hogwarts. He's learning to become a wizard, and then he learns about Voldemort. He meets his friends, Ron and Hermione. So, very young kiddish story. You know what I mean? Very I guess campy is the word. Maybe that's the right word I'm trying to think of. It's young kids. You know what I mean? And the story kind of fits that mold pretty well. Now that being said, like I said, back with the CGI stuff, the effects. This movie it does have moments that are absolutely gorgeous. Like when he first shows up in Hogwarts and you see that landscape and you see the castle and stuff. Very, very, nice on the eyes there. And, it is nice that they have a nice mixture of different creatures along with characters. Some of the stuff, to me anyway, I mean, maybe I missed something or I haven't read the book, so maybe it's explained there. Some of the the wizard world living with the human world and how humans don't seem to notice it is very strange to me. Like when he goes to the thing and he walks and he goes right through that wall, that 9 3/4, whatever. Like, I don't know how no one sees a bunch of kids just running right through, especially since the mom, Ron Weasley's mom, is shouting information as they're going right down the train station. I thought that was kind of funny. And speaking of funny, there is a couple moments in this movie that does make you chuckle with a little bit of a slapstick comedy, if you will. So that was nice. They have it kind of lighthearted along with some of the more serious stuff. I like how they kind of set the tone to make it seem like a certain character is the bad guy, and then as the story progresses, you realize he's not the bad guy. So I thought that was a nice little mix and a nice little touch to keep the more older audience intrigued in the story. Keeping intrigued in the story. This movie is over 2.5 hours long, and like I've told you guys before, I'm not a huge fan of movies that go past the 2 hour mark. I understand this one had to, and it seems like all the other ones also follow that same pattern where they're over 2 hours long, and they're following a very beloved book series, so I understand it. But it is a little tough, and especially with some younger kids watching it, it can be challenging. But that being said, my two youngest children actually really enjoyed this movie. They were able to sit and watch the whole thing and enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, cool. So there is something to this that seems to be, appealing to everybody, all people of all ages, if you will. Me personally, after watching the first film, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I thought it was a nice little adventure, and I can see why so many people love it. I still need more, though, for me personally, okay? So I'm not bashing on the series. I'm not bashing on people that like the series. I can see why you guys like it. This is not really my cup of tea. I can't imagine myself watching this, over and over and over again. You know what I mean? It just doesn't do it for me. I'm not huge into the whole wizard thing, I guess. But I mean, I still have what, like another 6 movies to go. Maybe that'll change. But as of right now, after watching the first movie, it was enjoyable. It was a fun experience, and I can see why so many people like this, but not really pulling me into the Harry Potter world just yet, you know? All in all, this movie is definitely an enjoyable film. This is a good movie for anybody that has young children and also wants to watch something that's not so like kiddish or cartoonish. This is enjoyable. This is a pretty good story. The CGI is pretty good. The acting's not bad at all. You know, the kids actually do a pretty solid job, especially for being so young. It's cute. It's campy. It's fine. It is what it is. It's a very fine movie, and it's very lighthearted. Even though there are some moments of like, you know, like when he fights the troll in the bathroom, that might be a little bit on the darker side, or like the chessboard match or whatever. Like certain things might creep out certain kids. I don't know. I'm just, you know, throwing that out there just in case, because every kid's different. Some might be more sensitive to stuff like that. But for the most part, it seems like they're gearing towards families, and I think they accomplished it. I think they did a great job making the movie family friendly, and it should appeal to most kids, you know, of all different ages and whatnot. And even for adults who maybe haven't seen it yet, or obviously if you're a fan of the Harry Potter series, you definitely will want to see this again. But yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing the other movies in the series. I'm looking forward to seeing them grow. I'm looking forward to seeing what the actors themselves, you know, make these characters, because obviously they're gonna get older, so they're gonna age, and it'd be cool to see how they improve as actors. It'd be cool to see how the characters themselves, you know, grow in the movie, and you know, start to go into different roles. And it's cool to see. I'm looking forward to seeing what other creatures or storylines or whatever that we're going to be you know, dealing with, and seeing if the CGI and the graphics and stuff get better. I would imagine they would, because like I said, the first one came out in 2001, which means that the last one probably came out in, I don't know, 2000, maybe 10 at that point. So we literally get to watch the kids grow from like, you know, about 11 years old to about 20, 21 years old, which that's pretty cool. I mean, you see that a lot in TV shows, you know, especially shows that have been around for like 10 years or so. In movies, usually not as much, but so this will be kind of interesting to see. And I'm willing to bet as the series progresses, we'll probably see young versions of other actors that are probably well known for other roles. That, you know, maybe made a special appearance in something like this. So that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, guys, that's it for me. I don't want to make this video any longer than what it already is. Let me know what you guys think of Harry Potter. Let me know which one is your favorite in the series. Like I said, this is the first one. I got like another 6 or 7 to go. So I will be putting them up as quickly as I can. So overall score, please don't get mad at me, but this is just my opinion. This movie is a 3.5 out of 5. Really enjoyable, but I want to see where it goes from here. So 3.5 out of 5, guys. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.